stuff. All right, so apparently I think we are live now. Hey, you guys, give Beth and I a shout out. If you can see us live, if you're watching the replay, give us a hashtag replay. Hello, hello. Yes, we're live now. Awesome. Yay, you guys. I want to thank you so much for joining us on this Transformation Tuesday. I feel very, very blessed to welcome Beth Wood with us to the live. And Beth just wrapped up her CMW program a few weeks ago. Wait, let me see if I'm actually going to record here on Zoom too. Guys, let me know if you can see us live. Oh, we're being streamed live. Perfect. Okay, good. Let us know if you can see us. Give us like I said, hey, Beth, what's up? Hey, Kristen, what's up? Just want to make sure. Okay, it's working. Beautiful. Hey, guys. Okay, cool. So I'm really excited to celebrate Beth. And I want to thank you, Beth, for doing this because I feel like you and I first met, I can't believe this, like over 2 years ago, right? Like, yeah. And I think this is kind of where I want to start our conversation tonight. Like, what made you, first of all, reach out a couple of years ago to get some support with your health and weight loss journey? And then what made you reach back out?
From what I remember, you were on one of the Facebook feeds and you popped up and you made a lot of sense. And you said something about give you a call and it would be like a free consultation over the phone. And I thought, what have I got to lose? So I remember that conversation like it was yesterday. And I remember, it all sounded great. And I was like excited and I'm like, I wanted to do that. And then when we got to the cost, I kind of like froze and I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend the money. But what's funny is I had spent the money on so many other programs. Like I've done Weight Watchers, I did Jenny Craig, I've hired personal trainers, exercise classes. I even did this crazy thing where I drank this powder with water and you mixed it up and it got thick and you had to drink it 15 minutes before your lunch and your dinner. And it lowered the glycemic index of the food you were eating. So, I did lose weight with it, but like, I was skeptical because I'm like, none of these programs ever stuck. Yes, I might've lost weight initially, but none of them addressed the mindset. And I didn't even really realize what that was back when I first talked to you. And I just was like, no, I'm not ready to commit. But I kept watching you. I had you on the Facebook group and I would just see you come up from time to time. And I'm like, she makes a lot of sense. And the mindset is what's so important because the other programs that I did, they never even talked about that. Mm-hmm. So that's what made me reach out again a couple months ago. And I'm glad I did.
Yeah. No, I think it's good. And I think, comment in the chat, guys, if you're watching this and, you have tried so many things in the past. And so you're always like a little bit nervous if like something will work for you or you don't know if you're ready to commit. But, notice what Beth just mentioned, like that the mindset piece was super important for her. And I know oftentimes when I talk to people on that first call and mention the mindset, people don't really know what I'm talking about. They're like, what the heck does that even mean? Like, what is that, like meditation or like, just like, journaling? And it's like, it's a lot of different things. But really what we mean by that in CMW is really changing the way we look at nutrition and change the way we look at working out and change the way we look at our relationship with food and ourselves and the ability to have food freedom, and Beth, I remember on one of our first conversations, even the second conversation, you brought up like the all or nothing, right? And like being like restrictive with food and how do you feel about food now? Like, do you feel that same way in terms of nutrition?
No, it's like a whole different way of thinking about food. Like I just went on vacation to Fort Myers and normally vacation would be like, woohoo, it's a free for all, and I've spent all the last 12 weeks working so hard to get to where I'm at. Why would I want to blow that in 4 days? I still drank. I still had a good time, but I made better choices. I ate a lot of seafood. I did a lot of shrimp and salads and not the fried food that I would normally eat. So it's about choices. It's not like you can't have those things. It's just you make better decisions, because if you're eating stuff that's not in line with what you want to look like, you're defeating your purpose. So I still had a great time. I maintained my weight. I didn't gain a single pound. And normally on a long weekend like that, when it was a free for all, like vacation woohoo, I'd be up 3 or 4 pounds and kicking myself. And I was always like, oh, the mindset like, oh my God, I blew it. So if I blew it today, I might as well just eat the rest of the weekend.
Bingo.
And I don't do that now. I might have one meal that I'm not feeling good about. And the next day I wake up, I had yogurt for breakfast. I mean, we went to the grocery store and they made bacon and eggs and sausage and all that. And I ate my yogurt. And I was perfectly happy, I mean, I ate what I wanted to eat. I chose the foods I wanted to eat. And I maintained, I did not gain on vacation. That's like a first.
Yay, let's celebrate
That's a big win. Yep.
Big win. And we're very big on that in CMW and celebrating your wins. And I want to highlight a couple things that Beth said here. Because a lot of people ask me, well, what is food freedom? Like, what does that even mean? Like, does that mean that you can just eat have all the White Claws, like eat whatever you want, like pizza party every day? Like, no, that's not food freedom. And Beth really just highlighted for us what food freedom is. And, freedom, you guys, is all about choice, right? And so food freedom is being able to choose the foods you eat and eat them in a way that supports your goals. And that's something that we teach very strategically in CMW. And that's something Beth has really mastered. And so that's why she can go on vacation for 4 days. And Beth, like, to your honor here, you went on multiple vacations, like over the course of our 12 weeks together. And you were still very successful, So I definitely know that that's something in the past you have struggled with, like that all or nothing mindset, like you said, but you were still able to achieve, the goal that you set out to. So I love that, and you really embraced, like, you came into this program like ready, like you were on a mission. And I feel like that's also why you were super successful. And also too, like you came into this, yes, like food freedom was why you came here and you accomplished that, but also like you really put your health first. And I think that was a big thing for you too.
Yeah, I didn't used to focus on the health. It was all about what I looked like. And I've grown to realize, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, or I think this program has helped me think that way too, that, just because, now I lost my train of thought.
Yeah. So change the way you think about like health and age and taking care of yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, when you focus more about the health aspect of it and not the physical, what you look like, yes, you're going to get a better body composition because you're going to lose weight, you're going to build muscle. But if you're focusing on what you look like, it's not the same. If you focus more on health, the looks will come, and I never realized that. I put health on the back burner. I didn't care about health. It was all what I look like in the mirror. Mm-hmm. And now I'm happy with how I look. I look way better. I'm down 16 pounds. I put my skinny jeans on that I haven't worn in 9 years and they fit. So, I mean, I'm not obsessed with what I look like anymore. I've learned to accept what my body is. Now my focus is strength. I want to be more strong. I want to see how much I can lift. I want to challenge my body and push it to the limit. That's my focus now. It's not so much what am I going to look like in the mirror? And that's big for me. That's huge. I mean, my whole life I've been struggling with that. So it's nice not to have to think about that way.
Oh my gosh, Beth, I think, and again, like, mindset has been the name of the game for you in this whole journey. And I feel like what you just said about you focusing on strength and health versus how you look, like that is a huge transformation in and of itself, like aside from what you see in the mirror, wearing your skinny jeans for the first time in 9 years. I mean, right in time for your birthday this weekend, right? Yep. Turning 57. Oh yep. My God. Skinny jeans on. That's
and
amazing.
I wore a bikini on vacation.
Oh, Oh my gosh, yay. So it's
Yep.
so nice that like you can still enjoy those moments and those like non-scale victories, like putting on the clothes you want to wear.
Yeah.
But it's like I did it in a way that I focused on my health, right? So like health first, weight loss second, both the strategy. And I remember our phone call 2 years ago where you were just like, I want to look good, right? And then our phone call 4 months ago, 3.5 months ago, whatever, you know, you were like, I want to also be healthy. And that has been
That's a big
focus.
change for me. I've never done that before. So yeah.
Oh, I love
And
it.
what's funny is I told you my goal was 130.
Mhm.
I'm not so focused on that anymore. Right now I'm 133. Big deal, 3 pounds, who cares, you know?
Right.
I'm fitting
Right.
in my skinny jeans. That's what's important.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
like how I look. I'm happy with my body.
Oh my gosh, you guys, body positivity and letting go of the number is so, so important. And that is something else we talk about in CMW. And I know Beth also worked with Kisa, one of our coaches, and that's something that she also focuses on is letting go of the number, you know, not putting meaning or attachment or self-worth into that number and focusing more on how we feel on the inside and those non-scale victories. And that's a huge change for you. I'm so happy. Oh my goodness. It just gives me the chills, you know. It's so, and here's the truth, guys. You know, everyone watching this interview, and I like to be super transparent. And this is also why I had Beth on, because I love how candid she is, and she doesn't sugarcoat anything. Like Beth was always like super transparent, tells you how it is. So, you know, everyone has ups and downs on their journey. There's good weeks and not so good weeks, right? So, Beth, were there any like struggles you had along the way during our 12 weeks together?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Initially, I was all gung ho and the numbers were going down on the scale. And I'm like, this is great. And I know just adding walking in every day, which is, I sit at a desk all day and I do my workouts. I have been working out consistently since even before I joined CMW, but I didn't move very much. I didn't get many steps in. And so Kristen was telling me the power of getting walking and just getting normal exercise, extra exercise than going to the gym or doing my class. And so I started walking every day, made it a habit. And now I look forward to my walk every day. And I walk like 25 to 30 minutes, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's something I look forward to. It has really helped me to lose weight because like in for a little bit, like initially I started losing quickly. And then after like a couple of weeks, I kind of stayed the same. And then that's when you introduced me to do the walking. And because I was struggling, I was like, why isn't the scale budging? You know, I was still obsessed about that number on the scale. And once I started walking, it started going down again. And I'm like, wow, and things started happening more quickly. So I was like, okay, this is where it's at. And I incorporate that every day. Like even this past weekend here in Cleveland, it was chilly and rainy and crappy, but I still went on my exercise bike at home instead of, I knew I didn't want to go outside because it was crappy, but you know, today it was a beautiful day. It was 70 degrees. I went for my walk outside and I loved it. So I'm getting around that, like, okay, just because it's not perfect conditions doesn't mean I don't have to do it. So
Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned that. And guys, I know Donna, she's watching us live. She said she can't hear. Let us know if you can hear us now. If not, I'm recording this and I'll post like the final recording in a little bit. But I want to, you know, give Beth a shout out here because, you know, even when the weather wasn't, you know, ideal, she still made it a point to get her walks in. And we're very big on that in CMW. And I want to encourage all of you guys listening now as we're going into winter and it's getting cold and all over different parts of the country, you know, get outside, you know, you can still bundle up, you know, you can still get a walk in here and there. I'm not saying you can spend all your time outside, but getting out in the sunlight is super important, not just for your health, you know, your weight loss goals or your health goals, but your mental health as well, you know? So I always encourage, you know, sunlight, movement, fresh air, very, very important. And so Beth, that's a reminder for you too, to go and get that. And then everyone else watching, you know, I've had a few check-in calls today, actually with, you know, clients in Chicago, and I know it's going to get cold there very soon. Colorado, you know, I'm lucky to live in Florida. It's finally cooling down now. So everyone wants to get outside. And I know you were just in Florida, but I want to encourage everyone to, definitely make that a part of your life, especially as we're going into the holiday season and we're going to be eating more foods and the average weight gains like 7 to 10 pounds. So getting out there and moving is going to be helpful.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it would add up, but it really made a difference.
Yeah, definitely. And also, Beth, I want to ask you, the holidays coming up, and I know you enjoy all different kinds of foods and, you have parties and you're social. I mean, how do you feel about your ability to maintain your weight loss and stay focused even through the holidays this year?
I'm not even worried about it. I mean, I know I love Thanksgiving. It's one of my favorites. I love turkey and stuffing. I'm not so much a sweets person, so I don't really care about the desserts, but I'm going to have turkey and I'm going to have stuffing, but I'm probably not going to have potatoes. I'd rather have the stuffing, so why have both? Just little stuff like that, I mean, just even going out for like holiday cocktail parties. I can still go. I can have a mocktail. I can have a White Claw, just limit it to one. I mean, I can still enjoy the camaraderie and, the decorations and my friends. And I don't have to drink 5 or 6 drinks like I would have done in the past.
Exactly.
I mean, it's all about your goals and making choices to fit your goals.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it's been like almost a month since I left CMW. I've actually lost a couple more pounds. So like I'm right around 133. I wanted to hit 130, but I'm not worried about that anymore. I don't care about that anymore. I'm fitting in smaller clothes. I like how my body looks. I'm getting stronger at the gym. So I don't care if I hit 130 or not. Maybe I'll be 140. I don't care as long as I'm in the size I'm at now and have the strength that I have. Even more, I want more strength.
Yeah, no, I totally resonate with that because and comment in the chat here, guys, if you ever had like a number in your mind, like, oh, I want to hit this weight, and so like 130 used to be like my number, like, oh, I want to be 130 because that means I look a certain way in my clothes and I feel good, blah, blah, blah. But for me now, like 130 is not even like on my radar. Like I'm actually happy, and I haven't weighed myself in like 6 months probably, but like 135-ish or a little, as long as my clothes fit, and I've told you this, Beth, and some of you guys watching probably have seen this, but I posted pictures of myself at 130 and at 140 and people don't even notice the difference. Nope. It's like my clothes fit the same. But in one picture, when I'm 140, I'm having more cocktails and more food freedom. And at 130, I'm like a little bit more strict, and it's like when you said that, and this is so empowering. And I really want everyone watching this to understand the power of choice in your life. And that is what Create My Weight is all about. It's about choice. And, how Beth eats is different than every other one in CMW. No one eats the same. And Beth is the first person to say this, she doesn't love cooking. She's not spending tons of time in the kitchen, making all these fancy meals, right, Beth? You're right. Super simple.
Yeah, pretty simple, yes.
Yeah.
Basic.
Yeah,
but basic. Healthy and tasty. Everything I eat is tasty. Yeah. I'm not gagging stuff down. I'm not holding my nose and, I'm enjoying the food I eat.
Yeah. And that's important.
I'm losing weight. So
yes, you see, guys, it's totally possible. This is why I like to do these interviews and I like to share these experiences because I want you to understand that it's possible. You don't have to dislike how you're eating. You don't have to deprive yourself or follow some strict meal plan and struggle through the holidays and feel like you can't enjoy yourself. Beth just said she's not even worried about it. And that is just so empowering. And so thank you for sharing that. And we just said, Beth has no worries about continuing through and being on her own. And I remember, Beth, oh my goodness, I feel like 6 or 7 weeks ago, you wouldn't have said that. You were so nervous.
Right.
Remember?
Right. I was terrified. I thought for sure, because I've always done it in the past. I've tried programs. I've been successful, but then I've gained it back and then some. And it's been a month and I'm actually smaller than I was 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I went on vacation.
Yeah.
During that time. So
right.
yeah, something has changed and it's all here.
I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah, I see Abby's watching with us. Abby knows the importance of mindset. Donna's joining us live. Hey, Donna, what's going on, girl? Yeah, it's all up here. Exactly. Especially going through the holiday season when sometimes we go a little crazy over the holidays, like the stress of the gifts and work and traveling and tons of food everywhere. Comment in the chat here if the holidays stress you out, and oftentimes this is the time of year where people say, oh, I'll just wait till after the holidays and I'll just lose the weight then. And it's like,
don't put it off. I put it off for 2 years and I finally made the commitment and I've made the change. I'm totally different than I was before I joined CMW. Totally different.
Oh my God. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Food freedom could be any time of year, right? Any time of year. Especially now is the best time to learn because you can go into the holidays enjoying yourself. I mean, you mentioned like you love Thanksgiving. I love stuffing just as much as you do. I was born on Thanksgiving. That's my favorite holiday. And, it's just meant to be enjoyed with family and friends and not worry about it, So, Beth, I mean, I guess, last thing I'll ask you to share, you obviously are an inspiration. I know there's lots of women out there that are in their mid to late 50s and they kind of give up on themselves. Like, oh, it's so hard to lose weight or so hard to maintain at my age, where people have this like fear of failure, nothing's going to work for them. What are some words of wisdom you have for anyone kind of battling through that right now?
Well, first of all, the age thing, I've never believed that theory because I know women 50, 60 that are lean and mean and beautiful. And so that has always been an inspiration for me because I'm like, okay, yes, I'm not a kid anymore. But even when I was a kid, I didn't have a kick-ass body. I always was jealous of everybody else, and the older I get, the more I accept my body. But it's still like I was never really happy in my own skin. And it's all about your mindset. Like I was always like putting myself down and comparing myself to others. And I remember Kisa would say to me that comparison is the thief of joy. Yeah. Because if you're not happy with who you are, don't look to others, like look in yourself, look to yourself. And you're the one that's got to be happy with how you look. And right now I am. And that's the first time I can say that in 40 years. So, yeah. So don't be hung up about the number, how your age is. That doesn't matter. Age does not matter. I did not struggle any harder than if I was in my 30s. I don't think I had any hang-ups that caused me because the weight came off, the muscles came on, and I'm going to be 57 on Saturdays. And I wore a bikini on vacation. So
yeah, there you go.
Don't let the number on the scale or your age, don't let that be a detriment to you.
I love that. I love that. Age is a number, Beth is living proof of that. And I love, like not comparing yourself. Comparison is a thief. It'll steal your joy, your energy, and your momentum. And as Beth just said, like she has this momentum now going into the holiday season and just continue on this journey. And I know she had told me on our very first phone call, she wanted to go into 57 feeling more fit and fabulous. And she was at 56, and that's what she's doing, and Abby's watching us now. And then I remember on her first phone call, she had said, I'm going to be 40 this year. Like, I want to feel amazing on my 40th birthday. And she did the same thing, like, I think it's just about that momentum, right? And having that empowerment, which is food freedom. And when we have that, we don't need to compare to others because we don't care because we come from a place of choice and a sense of self and not what other people are doing. So I'm so proud of you, Beth. Oh my gosh. Like I literally get the chills, and I was super excited that you were, willing to do this with me just because I feel like your story is super inspiring. Comment in the chat here if you were inspired by Beth tonight, whether you're watching the live or the recording, because she's living proof, guys, that this is possible for you. And even if you don't think it is, even if for years and years you've struggled, we are here to help you, and even if you talk to us one time and you're not ready, maybe you'll sit on it. And that's what Beth did. She came when she was ready, and look at her now, and you have to be ready. This is a commitment because, as Beth said, a lot of this is mindset. And that's why we can go into the holidays not freaking out. We can enjoy it, because of this.
Right.
What's going on here?
And I'm not done with the mindset exploring. I'm going to go back through my program, and I'm going to start from my lessons and just reiterate everything. And I want to get more into journaling, because I had never really did that before. And I think that's going to be even more helpful to solidify everything that I've learned, just to keep me moving forward in a positive direction. So that's my focus is, especially now, that's the winter months. Have more free time on the weekends. I'm going to be cooking more and experimenting with more meals and stuff like that. Where in the summer, I never had the time because I'm always at the beach and enjoying the nice weather. But now that it's Cleveland and it's cold and crappy, I'm going to focus on mindset. I'm going to do journaling. I'm going to do meal prepping and cooking and trying different foods, because I do want to learn to cook better so I can, not have such a boring diet. But that's my choice right now. That's what I'm choosing because it's easier. But I do want to try different varieties and stuff. So that's going to be my focus going into the winter months this year.
I love that. I love that you have a vision for yourself. I think it's super important for everyone watching here to have a vision for yourself, as Beth does. And Beth, that's another really good reminder for even current CMW clients and anyone else that is thinking about joining CMW. We have a whole portal of resources for you, for nutrition, for fitness, for mindset, for accountability, not only during our work together with you, but for the rest of your life. So you can go back, even post-program at any point, and go back and continue your journey and to learn and to grow and to improve and just continue to recreate yourself. And I shouldn't even say recreate yourself, add a chapter to your health journey for the rest of your life. CMW is just the beginning, as Beth learned in 12 weeks, and then it just gets better and better as we go.
Plus, I liked the CMW program, how everything was laid out weekly, and there was plenty of time for you to go through and review the exercises and the videos and do your homework. Everything was laid out in a way that you weren't bombarded with information. But even then, just once a week, I would watch the video and do the homework. But now it's I want to go back through it and listen to it again to really let it sink in. You know what I mean? Because I think in the beginning, you're just you're thinking, oh my God, this is a lot, but it really isn't. It's broken down really simple. And I like the way, because you're a former teacher, that's why it's so organized and well laid out. But I definitely want to go through it again, because I'm sure I'm going to gain even more information from it the second time around.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I'm also glad you mentioned that for anyone currently in CMW, notice what Beth just said. It's you can even go back afterwards and look at it. Because I know when you first start, you're focusing on nutrition and making new food choices and all these things. And that's what's nice, is that you can kind of go at it at your own pace, and just so you guys know too, Beth, Beth works full time. She travels. She's not just sitting home all day doing stuff. So a lot of people we work with are busy, just like Beth. And so, this really is for all kinds of people, but yeah, if you want to see if this is a good fit for you, just like Beth did, she reached out to us for a complimentary consult. Just go to createmyway.com/apply. I'll go ahead and drop the link here below. And we'll tell you, we want to first of all know what you need to be successful. And so Beth had told us about her past and what she needed. And then we see if CMW is a good fit for you. And as you guys can see, if you're someone that likes to socialize and travel and, you want a really healthy lifestyle and you want to focus on health and not just a number on the scale, that's what Create My Weight is for. And that's where you can be successful and have that food freedom. If you want a strict diet and you want to count calories, we're not for you. Right, Beth?
Hell no.
No, absolutely not. We're not part of that.
Yeah.
Not at all.
That's the bad way of doing things, the hard way of doing things. And it's not sustainable. So
right.
Forget about it.
Yeah, but this is sustainable and stress-free. And, you did it, Beth. You did. I'm so proud of you. And again, I was super excited to celebrate you tonight, because I know you were so nervous for this moment, what would you get here and could you sustain it? And look at you, like, oh, so excited. So excited. I'm so thankful that the Facebook gods brought us together, 2 years ago. And, I know you'll be in my life for a very long time. I'm not going anywhere. I always keep in touch with my CMW community. It's a really big part of my heart. And I just want to make sure that you're thriving. And, Abby's here thriving with us still. And Abby's a great example of someone actually who lost more weight after the program is over, and I know you'll continue if you want to, if you choose, you can continue, but I like where you're at. I like the mindset you're at, and just focus on strength. So I think that's really, really important. So, yeah, you guys, I want to thank Beth for joining us. And again, if you want to learn more about Create My Weight and if it's a good fit for you, especially like going into the holiday season, if you want to enjoy the holidays and not stress about it, you want to lose some weight over the holidays or avoid the holiday weight gain, like this is the perfect opportunity for you. Okay. So go to createmyweight.com/apply. Or if you are interested in CMW, but you're not like ready for a big commitment, like what Beth did or what Abby did here, we do have a holiday challenge coming up, and I'll be sharing information about that on my page. It's called the Healthy and Happy Holiday Challenge. We did it last year on November 14th to the 28th. So I'll be sharing that here as well. I'll drop a link for it. But again, guys, this truly is a lifestyle change. It's food freedom. And Beth, you are living proof that it works and that anybody can do it if they're just ready for it. Right. So thank you, Beth, for joining us. And thank you guys for watching. And Beth, I will talk to you soon, girl. Okay. And just keep me posted on how you're doing. Don't be a stranger to me. I'm always here for you. I'm so thankful for our work together. And thank you guys for watching, everyone on the live and on the replay. And I'll see you guys on the other side. All right. Bye, guys. Bye.